Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Vijay Vrinda, Bal Vrinda, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you Mataji for Shri Bhagavad Gita Seva.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us, Mataji. Hare Krishna, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago. And thank you Pravina Mataji for reciting very beautifully the chapter 12 for Gita, Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, happy Ekadashi to everyone.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us today, Mataji. Hare Krishna, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Shri Prabhupada, this is Kirtida Sundari from Atlanta. Thank you Mataji for your warm welcoming. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Preeti Vilasini Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Darshini Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Virita Gandharvika Devadasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, and glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari.
Hare Krishna Kirtida Sundari Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your services. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your association to us, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna. Eagerly waiting to hear from you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. I welcome all the devotees to Bhakti Sanga Japa Conference Call's mid-morning session on Sri Caitanya Bhagavata. Before proceeding on to the session, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote. 31st July, there is a book called Aquarian Gospel in which it is stated that Lord Jesus Christ lived in the temple of Jagannath. Without being his devotee, how could he live there, and how the authorities could allow a non-devotee to live there? From that book, it appears that Lord Jesus Christ lived in intimate relations with the priest order. Letter to Hayagreva, July 31st, 1969. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. We are very grateful to have Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji with us today to enlighten us on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Khanda, chapter 13, verses 161 to 162. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. We are very grateful to you for presiding over the call today, Mataji. I now hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranams, Darshini Mataji. Thank you so much for your warm welcome. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us. Really grateful. So we'll start with our Mangalacharan verses and then we'll move forward. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamscha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावदिव्य छवि सुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्य चन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्य चन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते आजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावधातौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ जयति जयति देवा कृष्ण चैतन्य चन्द्रो जयति जयति कीर्तिस्तस्य नित्य पवित्र जयति जयति भृत्यास्तस्य विश्वेश्वमूर्ते जयति जयति नित्यं तस्य सर्वप्रियाणाम् मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपः तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्येश्वरम् हरि ओम. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So thank you once again for your very, very kind association. So we are in the section of Sri Caitanya Bhagavat where Nityananda Prabhu has taken up this responsibility to deliver the two famous rogues in Navadvip, it is Jagai and Madai. So they both, Nityananda Prabhu and Srila Haridas Thakur, were ordered by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Suni Shuni Nityananda Suno Haridas Amar Agya Karo Ye Prakash प्रति घरे घरे गिया करो ए भिक्षा बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण कहो कृष्ण शिक्षा. So this was the order by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur that go to every home, knock at the every door of Navadvip and just request them, beg them this bhiksha, ask them for this alms. What alms? To sing Krishna, glorify Krishna, worship Krishna, and spread Krishna consciousness. So this was the bhiksha that they were asking, and they were bowing down at every door. Some were very, those who were pious brahmanas, they were acknowledging, respecting Nityananda Prabhu, even inviting to their homes. But those who were averse, they were smashing their doors on the face of Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. In doing this, in this preaching, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they came across these two rogues, Jagai and Madai. Nityananda Prabhu came to know from the Navadvip people that how these two rogues have committed all the sinful activities. There was practically no sin left that these two have not committed. They have plundered the wealth of others, they have murdered, they have broken all the 4 regulative principles, and they have practically imposed so much atrocities on the residents of Navadvip. Hearing this, Nityananda Prabhu said that my Lord is known as Patita Pavan. If he will not deliver these patits, these most fallen, then his name will not be Sarthak. Then his name will not be true. So he took up this responsibility. And along with Haridas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu went and pleaded Jagai and Madhai to chant Krishna's name. Both of them got really furious. And finally, they started chasing Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. So when they were chasing, Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur also started fleeing away from that place, and they started running. And these two rogues were chasing behind. Finally, there was a big, last time we saw that there was a big joking conversation happened between Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, where Nityananda Prabhu was thinking, oh, I was trying to make them the greatest Vaishnavas, the high caliber Vaishnavas, to the degree that anyone who sees them can feel that they have taken the Ganga Snan, that they have bathed in Ganga, just by seeing these two. He wants to make them that high-class Vaishnava. But Nityananda Prabhu said, no, this is the time where I have to, now we both rather have to save our life. So they started running. Vrindavan Das Thakur describes that how these two rogues were very fat, they were not able to run, but still they were running and they were challenging Nityananda Prabhu that nobody can be spared from our atrocities. So definitely you both have to stop and we will beat you up. But this game was going on. They were running behind, and Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu were running. And finally, because these two rogues were drunk, they were not able to run behind, and they rolled on the ground and they fell flat. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur finally reached to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu at the house of Shiva Sangan, where Mahaprabhu was surrounded by so many wonderful devotees. And there, because Mahaprabhu told them that you have to give me the report of every day that preaching that you all do. So Nitai and Haridas Thakur, they both came and they told that how they met these two rogues. And all the devotees present there, they also supported the sinful activities that these two Jagai and Madhai are performing in Nadia. Hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that if I'll see them, I'll break them. Khandiya karam. I'll just break them into pieces. Means I'll kill them. And Nityananda Prabhu said, why are you bragging so much? Don't brag. First, let them chant the name of Govinda, because that is the mood with which you appear in this world. In previous yugas, you appear with all the weapons in your hand, where you want to kill the miscreants. But this age of Kali Yuga is not to kill the miscreants, is not to kill the sinners, but to kill the sinful propensities in the heart. Because if you are trying to kill Jagai and Madhai, then this whole world is filled up with Jagai and Madhai. So how long you will go and kill everybody? It's not possible. So don't brag so much. Don't brag on your prowess that you can do that. You can kill and chop them into pieces. Rather doing so, prove to your name. Your name is Patita Pavan. So be true to your name. Tabe jani Patita Pavan hena nama. If you deliver these two, only then this world will know that you are really Patita Pavan. You are the uplifter of all the fallen souls. So let them chant. Make them chant the name of Govinda. And then he says that your glories will be sung not only in Navadvip, but in the entire Bharatvarsha. Hearing this, our Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and he said, "Oh, you are talking about the liberation of those two, Jagai and Madai? They are already liberated." Why they are liberated? Ei shana darshana paila tumhara. The moment they saw you, the moment they had your darshan, they were delivered. That very moment they were delivered. So don't worry about their Krishna consciousness. Krishna will arrange something, and very soon they will be turned into high-class Vaishnavas. Everybody supported Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everybody started saying Jai Jai, Hari Hari, Hari Bol, because they know that the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can never be false. But our Haridas Thakur, because he suffered so much, especially when he was running with Nityananda Prabhu, it was very hard. Haridas Thakur is already 23, 24 years older than Nitai. So it was very hard for Haridas Thakur to run. So he couldn't take up. He immediately went straight to Advaita Acharya and started complaining about Nitai. And he said, this Nitai, he is another drunkard. Yes, those two are always intoxicated, but he is the biggest drunkard. He doesn't know what he is doing. He just leaves me behind and he just moves forward and goes. And this is what he did in the case of Jagai and Madai. And not only that, he will, during the rainy season, there will be so many crocodiles that will come on the surface of the river Ganga. He will catch those crocodiles and he will swim across the river Ganga. Not only that, if he sees some boys near river Ganga, he will chase them and will beat them up. Forget about the boys. When he sees some girls, he will steal butter from them, and then he will ask them, "Can you marry me?" So these are the things that Nitai is doing. And when all the parents will come, then I have to fall at their feet and ask for forgiveness and send them back. And Nitai, he doesn't know what he's doing. Sometimes he will climb on the ox and he will say, "I am Mahesh, I am Lord Shiva. So please give me the entire milk that you are carrying." So this way he abuses people. So what can I do? And Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur was very serious when he was blaming, when he was jokingly, not through the heart, jokingly he was telling what Nitai is doing. Haridas Thakur said, "Hey, Advaita Acharya Prabhu," he said, "Hey, Haridas, what are you? You are a celibate Brahmana. What are you doing among these three drunkards? Those two are also drunkards because they are intoxicating in the worldly alcoholic drink. But our Nitai is also a drunkard because he is drunk with Krishna Prem. So yes, these three drunkards can do anything, but what are you doing? You are a celibate Brahmana. You are a pious, simple Brahmana. What are you doing?" But anyways, when Haridas Thakur said that they both were actually ordered by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu to go and preach, then Advaita Acharya said, "Don't worry. If Nitai has taken this responsibility, he will deliver these two robes. And very soon, you will see that both of them are converted into high-class Vaishnavas. And you will see both of them in our own assembly, this closed assembly that we have. You will see both of them present here. And then these two will also dance and chant on the Sankirtan." So Haridas Thakur said, "Yes, I believe your words. If you say so, I believe your words." But truly speaking, today's day was very difficult for me. Today, somehow, I was able to save my life because of the providence, because of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And Advaita Acharya, he got really furious. And he said, "Don't worry, don't worry. These two drunkards, within 2-3 days, they will be here. And this way, Advaita Acharya was overwhelmed with anger as well as in ecstasy. This anger was not being angry on Haridas Thakur, but this anger was on Jagai and Madhai, on the atrocities that they were throwing on Navadvip Vasis. This anger was a transcendental anger, but also it was mixed with that ecstatic emotions of just a feeling that how Nitai will deliver these two, and how these two will also chant and glorify, will dance and chant in the Sankirtan party. So this way, when Haridas Thakur was convinced by the words of Advaita Acharya that how these two will also be bewildered or will also be delivered, then Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur, they were there in that assembly, and somehow Advaita Acharya was able to convince Haridas Thakur. So this was the entire prelude. But now let's see, and let me share my screen. And we'll start with text number 161. Se doi madhyapa vedaya sthane sthane aila e ghate prabhu kare ganga snane. So these two drunkards say dui madhyapa. Madhyapa means these two drunkards. Dui means two. Vedaya sthane sthane. They will go, they will wander from place to place. They don't have any fixed place. They will go from place to place and they will plunder everybody. So one day they came, Aila Ghate Prabhu Kare Ganga Snane. They came to the bathing ghat where the Lord would take his bath in the Ganges. So they came to that bathing ghat where the Supreme Lord, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take his bath in the Ganges. Daiva yoge sai sthane karile kathaya Vedai bhule sarva thai dehana. Daiva yoge, by some divine arrangement, say sthane karila thane. They made that place itself to be their base. So after every few days, they will change their base. They will put their own tents. They will stay there. They will drink. They will break all four regulative principles, and they will plunder and cause harm to everybody in Navadvip. But they'll keep changing their bases. But by divine arrangement, on that night, they made their base near the banks of river Ganga, from where Vedai Bole Sarvathani Dehana. From there, they decided that from this place now they will cause hurt. Hana means Hani Pauchana, means that they will plunder, they will raid out, they would go out and raid various places. Sakala lokera chitta haila saksha sashanka kiba bada kiba dhani kiba maharanka. And they will not even care whether the person is rich, influential, or poor. Sakala lokera chitta haila shashanka. All the people in Navadvip, their hearts were filled with fear. Whether Kiba Bada, whether they are influential people, Kiba Dhani, whether they are very rich people, and Kiba Maharanka, even if they are very poor. So what the poor has to lose? The poor has to lose his own means. The poor will be insulted. The women are insulted. The women are raped. Even though they are poor, so what they have is they have their self-respect. And that respect is also taken away by these rogues. So all the residents of Navadvip, including the prestigious, the aristocratic, the poor, they became frightened by the behavior of the two rogues. The word Ranka refers to the misers and the poor. Nisha haila hela निशा हैला केहा नाही जाय गंगा स्नाने यदि जाय तबे दशा विशेरागमने. Nisha Haila means night. Nisha means night. Ahar means day. Ahar Nisha. So Nisha means night. So at the night time, keha nahi jai Ganga snane. Nobody goes and take bath in Ganga. Jadi jai, and if they are happen to go, they have supposed to go. Tabhe dasha visheragame. They would go in the groups of 10 and 20. They'll not go alone. So those who regularly took bath 3 times a day, they have to go to Ganga even at the night time. But they will not go all by themselves. They will go in the group of 10 and 20 due to the fear of being attacked by Jagai and Madai. Text 165 to 171. Prabhura badhira kache thake nisha bhage sarvaratri prabhura kirtana shuni jage. Prabhura badhira kyache thake nisha bhage. So the Supreme Lord, he would chant. He stayed near the house. He stayed near the house, and entire night there was singing going on. Sarva Ratri Prabhu Kirtana. Prabhu was doing Kirtana in the house of Shiva's Thakur, which was near the bank of Ganga, where Jagai and Madai has made up their tent, has built up their tent, and they were staying there. So Prabhuda Badira Kache Thake Nisha Bhage. The entire night Prabhu was singing this Kirtan. And these two rogues were Sarva Ratri Kirtana Shunis. The whole night they heard this Kirtan. Mridanga Mandira Baje Kirtanara Sange Madhyara Vikshepa Tara Shuni Nache Range. And what these two were doing? They were hearing the sound of mridanga and kartals because the kirtan was going on in the house of Shiva Sangan. And the kirtan was a very loud kirtan. And these two rogues who were outside, they were not inside, but the voice can be heard. The kirtan sound can be heard even outside. Madhyapara Vikshepa, they were vikshep, they were totally intoxicated with alcoholic drink. Tara Shuni Nache Range. They were also dancing in their tents. Just on hearing the sound of mridanga and kartals and the sound of kirtan that was coming from the house of Shiva Sangan. So these two rogues also started dancing. Dure thaki sabadhvani shune bara paya shunile nachiya adhi kamada khaya. Dure thaki, they were little far from that house, but they were able to hear the entire dhvani. They were able to hear everything. They were able to hear the kirtan, shuni baraphaya. They were able to hear. Shunila nache, and as soon as they were hearing, they were dancing also. So they were responding to kirtan by dancing in kirtan. And not only that, while dancing, they were becoming, their hearts were filled with so much of joy, and they want to increase their joy. So how they were increasing? Madhya khaya, they were drinking more and more. So they were dancing and they were feeling very jubilant, and then they were drinking more and more. And because they were intoxicated, they didn't know what they're doing. They started dancing. So this process was going on and on. Yakhana kirtana yare dui jana rahe shuniya kirtana puna uthiya nachaye. So this way this kirtan was going on, and these two rogues were in their own base tent. And as they were hearing this kirtan, when time and again they were drinking, they were dancing. They were dancing and they were drinking. And again they were drinking, again they were dancing. So puna uthiya nache. So they were drinking wine, and then again they started dancing on kirtan, and especially the mridanga and kartals. Madhyapane vivala ke chur nahi jane Achiya kokothaya achaya konasthane. And they were so much intoxicated. Matyapa, because they were drinking, they got so much intoxicated, kichu nahi jane, and they were not able to understand what they were doing. Achila va kothaya, they were not able to understand what they are doing. Achila konasthane, and they were also not able to understand where they are and what is the purpose of their being. Because especially these rogues, they become active in night. And in night, there was a plan that they will plunder everybody. Right? They will go to the house of all the people and they will plunder them. That was their plan. But they got so much intoxicated in Kirtan that they started dancing. And they became so much overwhelmed with dancing and with drinking that they became oblivious that what are they doing and for what purpose they are there. This is the effect of dancing in Kirtan. प्रभुरा देखिया बले निमाय पंडिता कराई बे संपूर्ण मंगला चंदीरा गीता. But the next day when they saw Mahaprabhu coming out, they know that the whole night they were there and they could recollect that how they were dancing. So Prabhura dekhiya, as soon as they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu itself is so auspicious. And then they started speaking. They said, Nimai Pandit. They know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nimai Pandit. So they said, Nimai Pandit. Yes, Kariba Sampurna. Actually, we heard your associates singing last night. But what we want is, why don't you do Mangala Chandira Gita? So in Navadvip, especially in Bengal, this puja of Chandi Devi is very prevalent. And Mangala Chandi means that you sing some glory, like we sing Mangala Charan. So Mangala means the auspiciousness and the auspiciousness. So when we sing this Mangala Charan, what we are doing, we are invoking the auspiciousness before we start speaking on Bhagavad Katha. Why? Because we want the mercy. We want the mercy of the predecessor acharyas, our Guru Vargas. So this is also saying Mangala Chandira means that to please Chandi Devi, some verses are sung and they are known as Mangala Chandira Stotram. So they are saying that, oh, why don't you do this Mangala Chandira Stotram, Gita, the song glorifying the Chandi Devi, and we will arrange everything. Prabhu dekhiya bole Nimai Pandita Kharaiba. Why don't you do this Sampurn Mangala Chandira Gita also? Gayana Sabha Bhala, because in your assembly, everybody was singing very melodiously. Mui dekhi bare chana, sakala aniya diba yatha e pana. So we were thinking, we both were thinking that because you have a great assembly of great singers and instrument players, musical instrument players, so why don't you all do this Mangala Chandira Gita and we will provide, see the egoistic mentality that they were having, that we will provide all the necessary items that you need to do that puja. After all, they were Brahmanas, right? But because of bad association, they got into it. So let's see what Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur says. They stayed near the Lord's house and listened to the Lord's kirtan as they remained awake throughout the night. Being intoxicated with wine, they joyfully danced as they listened to the sound of the kartals and mridangas and the kirtan. As they could hear everything from that distance, they would listen, dance, and then drink more wine. Whenever there was a kirtan, the two would stay there. When they heard the kirtan, they would get up and dance. They were so overwhelmed by drinking wine that they did not remember where they had been or where they were. When they saw the Lord, they said, O Nimai Pandit, you should sing the entire song of Mangala Chandi. You have expert singers who we wish to see. We will bring and give you whatever you need. So Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur writes After satisfying their own whims at various places throughout Nadia, the two rogues, Jagai and Madai, they came and set up their camp near the ghat outside Mahaprabhu's house. Along with the, some says actually it was not Mahaprabhu's house, rather it was Shiva's Angan. It was the house of Shiva's Thakur. But anyways, along with the sound of the with the Lord's kirtan, their habit of drinking flourished. They considered the devotees' glorification of Krishna and instruments to be the glorification of Mangala Chandi. So when they met Mahaprabhu, they asked him what ingredients were needed to complete the rituals, which they considered to be like their own tamoguna rituals, because what is offered to Chandi Devi is wine and flesh. So they said that we will bring everything for you. And why don't you sing this in Mangala Chandi? Please, Chandi Devi, and we'll offer all these tamoguna items. The two rogues said, we will collect and give you whatever ingredients are required to complete the glorification of Mangala Chandi. And our Lord, what he did, last verse for today, text 172. Durajana dekhiya Prabhu, dure dure jai. Arapatha diya loka sabai palai. When they seeing these two miscreants, the Lord, however, he kept a distance. Others, Arapatha diya loka sabha palai, means they all ran away. Others, they took another part and they fled away because they don't want to come near these two rogues. And our Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu also kept quiet and he kept a distance. Why he kept a distance? Wasn't in the hands of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He could have delivered there and then. But he wanted his Nitai to be glorified. Jagai, the deliverance of Jagai and Madai is actually the glorification of Nityananda Ram. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought that I can do this task. I know these two people. I can do this task. What it takes to me to give them Krishna Prem. But I'll not do this because this responsibility has been given to Nityananda Prabhu. So it's Nityananda Prabhu, let him deliver these two people so that his glories can be sung in the entire three worlds. So Mahaprabhu, he just kept a distance. He just kept quiet. He didn't say anything. And then he left that place. And then we'll see how Nityananda Prabhu will come again in front of these two rogues and will fulfill the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of delivering them. So these were the verses for today. But then I thought that actually, if we see this Jagai and Madai were delivered because they were dancing, they were singing, they were enjoying kirtan, and they were dancing. So yes, definitely, their intention was not to dance on kirtan, but because the music was so pleasing to them that they couldn't stop themselves and they started dancing. Right? So this is, we'll see something that what is the importance of dancing? We know that every yuga has a different ways of perfection. If you have to perfect your life, like we see in Satyuga, we have meditation process. And in Treta Yuga, we have sacrifice. In Dwapar Yuga, we have deity worship. But this Kali Yuga, we have this Sankirtan. Nama Sankirtan hai, Sarva Papa Nasha. That we have to do Sankirtan. And in Sankirtan, what we do? We simply sing, chant, and dance. And for this, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu came to start his. He is the Yuga Dharma Palav, right? He is the maintainer of the Yuga Dharma. And he came and he inaugurated this Nama Sankirtan. And that first Nama Sankirtan happened at the house of Shiva's Thakur when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back from Gaya after taking initiation from Srila Ishwara Puripad. So this house of Shiva's Thakur was actually also known as Rasasthali. So we know our Krishna, he used to dance with the gopis in the Rasangan in Vrindavan, right? But that correlation is being built by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is non-different from Krishna, he used to dance in Vrindavan in that Rasasthali with Srimati Radharani and all the gopis. And the same Rasasthali came manifested in the form of Shiva's Angan when Krishna came as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So actually, Srila Lochan Das Thakur, who has written another wonderful epic, that is Chaitanya Mangal, he writes that what Mahaprabhu used to do in the house of Shiva's Angan. So I'm reading one little paragraph from Chaitanya Mangal Madhya Khanda, where Lochan Das Thakur writes, clutching Narahari's hand in his other hand, Mahaprabhu reenacted the rasa dance within Srivas Pandit's courtyard. The assembled devotees, they themselves saw Gauranga transform into Shyamasundar, Krishna. Gadadhar then turned into Radharani, and our Narhari Sarkar, he became Madhumati Sakhi, original Swarup of Narahari. All others, they started chanting Haribol, Haribol, as they saw the entire Vrindavan appear before them. The son of Sachi manifested that supreme abode, complete with Krishna, gopis and cows. The cowherd boys and girls of Vraja, of Vrindavan Dham, they became the Brahmana companions of Lord Gaurahari in this age of Kali. So our Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expanded this Rasasthali in this Kali Yuga in the house of Shiva Sangan, where he would do this Sankirtan along with his associates. So not only that, our Krishna also, he also used to dance. Just for small, small little things, he will dance in front of the gopis. And in this regard, our Rasakhan, he writes, Rasakhan, he was actually a Muslim. But when he came to Vrindavan, he got so much attracted by just seeing the features. He didn't really saw Krishna face to face. But in the shops, in the market, just by knowing about Krishna, hearing about Krishna and seeing the features of Krishna, he got so much attracted that he practically never left Vrindavan. And he devoted his entire life in writing about Lord Shri Krishna. So there he writes, Shesha Ganesha Mahesha Dinesh, Suresau Jahi Nirantar Gave, Jahi Anadi Anant Akhand, Ached Abhed Subed Batave, Narad Se Sukh Vyas Rahe, Pachihare Tahu Puni Par Na Pave, Tahi Ahir Ki Chochariya, Chachiya Bhar Chach Pe Nach Nachave. Such a beautifully he wrote. Actually, it's all in Braj Bhasha, but I'll try to translate it into English, but just relish that Braj Bhasha mood in which Raskhanji writes. Says Ganesh Mahesh. Says means the Sheshnag. Ganesh means our Lord Ganesh. Mahesh means our Lord Shiva. Dinesh means the sun god. Suresahu means the entire Sahu or the entire assembly of the Devatas headed by Indra. Jahi Nirantar Game. They all says means Sheshna, Ganesh ji, Mahesh ji, our sun god, our Indra, along with all the other demigods, they all sing. What they sing? Jahi Anadi Anant Akhand, Abched Abhed Subet Batame. They will sing the glories of the Supreme Lord. That Supreme Lord who is Anadi, who is, we know the Anadi without beginning. Ananta, who doesn't have any end. Akhanda. Akhanda means who is very pure and very perfect. Ananta and Akhanda, who is without any end, and he is Sampurna. Akhanda means जिसका कोई खंड नहीं हो सकता, means he is pure and perfect. Ached means who doesn't have any, like infallible, you can say. Who is very serious, जिसमें कोई छेद नहीं है, means he doesn't fall from his words. Abhed means who doesn't see the difference as per one's caste, creed, or gender. Subed Batave means all these glories about the Supreme Lord is sung by all these personalities, but are they singing on their own whims? No. Actually, the Vedas sing like this about the Supreme Lord. And all these demigods, they are following the verdict of the Vedas. And not only the Vedas, even Narad se sukh vyasa rahe pachihare tahu puni par na pave. Means Narad Muni, from Narada to Vyasa to Sukadev Goswami. So this is how the lineage is. So from Narad Muni, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Sukadev Goswami. They all tried in singing the glories of the Lord, in knowing the prowess and the strength of the Lord. But they all gave up because punipar na pame, they were not able to cross. Just like there's a big ocean, right? And that ocean doesn't have any shore, doesn't have any depth. This is the ocean of bhakti, or you can say this is the ocean of the glories of the Supreme Lord. It doesn't have shores, it's endless. And Narad se sukh vyasa rahe pachihare tahu puni par na pave. And they were not able to come and reach to the ultimate glories of the Supreme Lord. So that Supreme Lord, who is being described like this in the Vedas and all by the sages, that Supreme Lord, Tahi Ahiriki Chochariya. Ahir means that cowherd girl. And Chochariya means the chori, means the girl, the cowherd girl. Tahi, that Supreme Lord, whose glories cannot be sung by these personalities. Tahir Ahiriki Chochariya, that Supreme Lord, just by the, on the request of all these cowherd girls, Chachiya bar chach par nacha nachami. They all were making dance, Krishna. For what? They were saying, oh Krishna, we have butter, we have sandesh, we have buttermilk. Do you want? And Krishna says, yes, yes, I want all that. Then you have to dance. You have to dance for me. Then only we will give you. Tahi ahiriki chochariya chachiya bhar. Chachiya bhar means a small little glass. Giving chach par nach nachame. And they were making dance, Krishna. It's such a beautiful, I'll read it in English. The Almighty God, to whom the 1,000-headed Shesha, Ganesh, Mahesh, Surya, and King of the heaven Indra, along with all the other demigods, pray and sing praises all the time. The Supreme Being, who is described by the great Vedas as without a beginning or an end, who is pure and perfect, who does not discriminate on the basis of birth, hierarchy, age, gender, religion, etc. The omnipotent God, whom the great Naradji, very intelligent Sukadev Goswami, and the extremely talented Vedavyas, they tried hard, very hard, to find out the extent of the powers and the abilities, and they had no answer. They practically failed. The same king, the same Supreme Lord, just for the bowl of a buttermilk, would dance in the front of Ahiriki Chochariya, will dance in front of the cowherd girls of Vrindavan. That is the power of Shraddha or the Bhakti and the extent to which the God loves who really believes in him. So this is our Rasakhanji, who writes in the glorification that even our Supreme Lord dances, and just for little charge, little for buttermilk, he dances. So time and again, Prabhupada also has said so many things that how we should always dance in Kirtan. We should not feel shy. Of course, the mood with which Jagai and Madai were dancing was different. But even when they were dancing, if we see, practically they have lost all the reactions of their sinful activities just by dancing in that Sankirtan. Not physically present at that place, but just by hearing from a very far distance, hearing the mridanga, hearing the kartals, hearing that Sankirtan. And when they were dancing, they have actually burned down their sinful reactions. So this is the benefit of chanting and dancing. So Prabhupada used to say that the perfection of life, especially in this age of Kali Yuga, can be achieved if we sing and dance in front of Krishna. And that training should happen. Prabhupada had already trained his disciples that how you should dance. Because at that time when Prabhupada came to this Western world, the people were hippies. They were same like Jagai and Madai. Right? They had broken all the 4 regulative principles. They were not hearing anybody, but they heard Srila Prabhupada because of the purity that Srila Prabhupada was carrying in his heart and the instructions of his spiritual master. So he trained every disciple he trained. He gave the well-known famous Swami step. And he told that this is how elegantly you have to dance. Why? Because this dance is actually your bhav, your sattvika bhav, your emotions that you are expressing in front of the Lord. So it should not come out of force, rather it should be spontaneous. When we sing, when we hear the Sankirtan and we just get up and dance. So much importance is given on dancing the Kirtan. So there, even Srila Prabhupada says that actually the whole world can be together, the whole world can be united if this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is spread far and wide in every town and village. Because then when you dance together, then you develop the friendship. So this is how he says that everybody should be trained properly in dancing. And not only that, actually Hari Bhakti Shubhodaya, it says that how dancing destroy all the inauspiciousness. Says, O king, when the devotees of Lord Krishna dance, just here I'm reading from Hari Bhakti Shubhodaya. O king, when the devotees of Lord Krishna dance, their steps crush the inauspiciousness of the earth. So as the devotees dance, just because of their steps, they touch the ground, they crush the inauspiciousness of the earth. Their glances, when the devotees dance, they glance, right, in all the 10 directions. So their glances destroy the inauspiciousness of the 10 directions. And while dancing, when they sing on the top of their lungs, then their upraised voices that crush away the inauspiciousness in all the demigod planets. Some says, right, tum graha grahastha ho, means you have been come under the jurisdiction of a particular graha, like Mangal dosh, Shani dosh, or some dosh. So he's saying those who dance in Kirtan with their, on the top of their lungs with their upraised voice, they actually destroy the inauspiciousness that is caused by these grahas. That's how powerful is the dancing and singing. It burns away all the sinful reactions. Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Devotion, Lord Krishna actually said, Rupa Goswami says, Prabhupada is reiterating, that a person who is in jubilant spirit, who feels profound devotional ecstasy while dancing before me, and who manifests different features of bodily expression, they burn away all their accumulated sinful reactions that has been stocked up for many, many thousands of years. And we see here our Jagai and Madai were dancing. So that means almost all their sins were eradicated. Now it was just the touch and the mercy of Nittai that was needed. They were already purified. They were already purified by dancing and singing loudly in that kirtan. Then, actually, this is mentioned in Dwarka Mahatmya, the importance of dancing. it says that the person, this is what I said. And the Narad Muni also says that from the body of any person who claps and dances before the deity, showing manifestation of ecstasy, all the birds of sinful activities fly away. So therefore, you must have seen normally in the kirtan, they say, clap your hands. So once you clap the hands, then all the birds of all our anarthas, they fly away. So just as by clapping the hands, one may cause many birds to fly away, similarly, the birds of all the sinful activities that are sitting in our heart can be made to fly away simply by dancing and clapping before the Supreme Lord. So this is what is the importance and the benefit of dancing. And when we see in the case of Jagai and Madai, practically they were delivered. They were already liberated when they were dancing in this Sankirtan. And Kaviraj, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also writes in his Chaitanya Charitamrita that this is what even our Panchatattva exhibited. Punha punha paiya haya mahamatta, nache khande hase gaye, yaiche madamatta. Our Panchatattva, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Dvaitacharya, Gadadhar Pandit and Srivas Thakur, who are the Panchatattva, Panchatattvatakam Krishna, Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam, Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakyam, Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So this Panchatattva, they were dancing. How? Madamatta, Mahamatta means as if they are also drunk. But were they drunk with the material alcoholic drink? No, they were drunk with the nectarian love of the Supreme Lord. So Puna Puna Paya Mahamatta, they were also dancing again and again, and they were drinking this nectar of Krishna Prema. And they were Mahamatta, they were totally intoxicated. And what were they doing? Nache khande hase gaye, yaiche madamatta. And they were sometimes dancing, sometimes they were laughing, sometimes they were crying, and they were chanting, and this way they distributed the love of God to everybody. Not only that, this mode of dancing by Panchatattva, which was exhibited by Panchatattva, was actually followed by our Shat Goswamis. Srinivasa Acharya in Shat Goswami Ashtakam, he writes, Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Paro Pemamritambo Buddhi. That how our 6 Goswamis, they were also intoxicated with prema, amrita, with the nectar of Krishna prem, and they were dancing. Krishna Utkirtana, they were doing kirtan, loud kirtan of Krishna. Gana, they were singing, and Nartana, they were also dancing on that, when they were drowned in that ocean of Krishna, on the ocean of prema, of Krishna love, the love of Godhead. So this is what is the importance of dancing, which has been exhibited by Panchatattva, started by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, exhibited by Panchatattva, and also followed by all the Goswamis. And in the spiritual world also, it is said, what it is said, that every word is a song and every step is a dance. How many of you have heard this statement, that in the spiritual world, every word is a song and every step is a dance? Yes, Vasundhara Mataji. Yeah, we all have heard. But can you give me the reference, anybody of you, from where it is coming? What is the reference of this?
Brahma Samhita.
Brahma Samhita. What is that verse? Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanapi. So it starts, the last verse, what we read, Brahma Samhita, what we got. Shriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpataravo Druma Bhumis Chinta Mani Ganamai Toyam Amritam Katha Ganam Natyam Gamanamapi Vamshi Priya Sakhi Chidanandam Jyoti Paramapi Pad Aswadam Apicha. So this is how it says, Brahma Samhita gives this proof, give this praman, give this evidence that in Vrindavan, the land is Chintamani. The trees are the wish-fulfilling desire trees. The water is not just the water, it's the pure nectar. The talking is like singing. The walking is like dancing. And how this is being exhibited in Vrindavan, which is the Vrindavan Dham. Aswadam apicha, and the devotees relish this. So this simile of kathaganam natyam gamanam, that how we have to dance in front of the Lord. But this dancing can be taken in two ways. Just like we say, Bhakta pada dhuliyar bhakta pada jal, Bhakta bhukta avasheshatina mahabal. That we have to take the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees. We have to take the water that has washed the feet of the devotees, and we have to take the remnants. Yes, all these three things literally we have to do, but they have some figurative meaning added to it. And what is that figurative meaning? That figurative meaning is that we have to follow the instructions, not just by taking the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, not by just drinking the water that has washed the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. Yes, we have to do this. Literally also we should do this, because these are the great strength that is needed to progress in our devotional life. But it has a figurative meaning also to it. And that figurative meaning is that we have to follow their instructions. So similarly, when our Sankirtan movement established by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and by Srila Prabhupada, and they say that we have to dance in front of Krishna, literally also, yes, we have to dance. We have seen the benefits of dancing in front of Krishna, that how it removes all inauspiciousness, it brings all auspiciousness, it removes all the sinful reactions, and it burns up, it pleases the Lord, it purifies the hearts, and it gives us the liberation from this cycle of birth and death. All these benefits are there when we literally dance in the front of Krishna. But there is a figurative meaning also to add. And this is what we have to understand. That figurative meaning of dancing in front of Krishna is to understand that Krishna is the supreme controller. Krishna is the supreme proprietor. And he has all the adhikar to make me dance as he wants. Ekala Ishvara Krishna ara sababhritya, yare yache nachai se taiche karanritya. Kaviraj Goswami in his Chaitanya Charitamrita writes that Ekala Ishvara Krishna. Krishna is all by himself. He is the supreme controller. He is the only controller, only proprietor, only master. Who are we? We are just the servants. Arasaba Bhritya. All others are just the servants. Even Lord Balaram, who is considered non-different from Krishna, but still he is known as a Sevak Bhagavan, because he is in the mood of serving Lord Shri Krishna. All other are his servants. And how they are behaving? Yara yaiche say taiche karanritya. And as the Supreme Lord wants, they all are dancing. So this is the figurative meaning of dancing. Dancing in the hands of Krishna means accepting the arrangements that Krishna has put us in our life. Accepting those arrangements. Even Rai Ramananda, he used to say, आए कहे अमी नटा तुमी सूत्रधार यही माता नचा होता इच्छे चाही नचाबार. That I am just a puppet. You are sutradhar. You are pulling the strings. So you make me dance the way you want me to dance. So that means you provide me the arrangements and I'll accept it wholeheartedly. This is what is dancing on the strings of the Lord. The way Krishna wants, we should behave in that way. No question, why me? Why not me? No further questions. Rather, okay, Krishna, this is what you want to do. We'll follow it. And this has been proven by our Srila Prabhupada. When Prabhupada came to this Western world on his journey on following the instructions of his spiritual master, giving Krishna consciousness to this fallen people of the Western world. When Prabhupada came, he also wrote the same thing in his famous Markine Bhagavata Dharma, where he writes, Kash thera puttali jatha, nachao se mate, nachao Prabhu, nachao se mate. That I am just a wooden puppet and you are the puppeteer. You have the strings. You have brought me here to this Western world, and I don't know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to convince the people in this Western world. But since you have brought me here, now it's your responsibility to make me dance, make me dance, make me dance the way you like. So this is the figurative understanding of dancing in front of Krishna. Literally, yes, but the real understanding is that we have to dance on the orders, on the instructions of Krishna, on the orders and the instructions of our spiritual master, and let them make us dance. We should not make our own movements. Rather, we should be just a puppet in the hands of our spiritual master and let him pull the strings the way he wants, because what he will do will be picture perfect. We have imperfect senses. We have the tendency to commit mistake. So if we step in and tell us our movement, our dance steps, then they will be wrong. They might go wrong because we are imperfect. But spiritual master, Krishna, they are perfect. So they know how to make us dance and what is good for us. So this is how just a few thoughts that I just assembled together with the mercy and of Srila Prabhupada, of our Guru Vargas, who have collected together all these things for us and gave us the benefits of dancing and gave us the real meaning of dancing, literally also and in a figurative way also. So we should try to follow. And then we'll continue with this Jagai and Madhai pastime tomorrow. Our dear Chinmay Vrajapriya Mataji will describe that how these two souls were actually delivered just by dancing in the kirtan of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu when they were hearing and they were dancing. Now just only a small touch of Nitai is needed and they will be 100% delivered. So we'll stop here. Thank you all so much. Thank you for your patiently hearing the session. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, and all glories to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. Yes, Vasundhara Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad pranams to you. Are wah, super. What an oral retreat. My God. In fact, I got intoxicated. But only thing is I didn't dance because I'm a person of shy nature. Number one. Number two, I don't know to dance. I make others dance, but I don't dance. Hope Krishna will make me dance to his tune sometime. At least by that, I know that he's going to shower his, he's going to look at me, right? So it was just great, Mataji. It's always nice to hear you, my God. Thanks again. Full contented on the day of Ekadashi here. We observe here Ekadashi today. Wow, dil nach gayi. Body didn't nach, but dil nach gayi. Thanks, Mataji. Grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Vasundhara Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for your words. Yes, we also have Ekadashi, and we should, at least on the day of Ekadashi, we should try to dance. And I was just finding, I had something, I don't know, yeah. So some says that, that in Sri Sampradaya, no such dancing. This is all in Gaudiya Vaishnavas.
Right.
So I just got one. Actually, His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj has written. I was not saying in the class because I'm not much aware of Divya Prabandham, but those who know actually His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj, he writes in his diary. It is from Nama Alvar, Nama Malva, Divya Prabandham, he writes, victory, victory, victory. I don't know the exact the Sanskrit thing, but in translation, he writes that victory, 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 behold something wonderful. All the inauspiciousness of the living entities is destroyed. No one is going to hell. Yamraj has no work to do, and the
Hari bol.
effects of Kali Yuga have ceased to exist. Oh, why
Hari
this
bol.
has happened? This is because all over the world, the devotees of Lord Vishnu are singing and dancing and playing their musical instruments.
Hari bol. All glories to Srila
Hari bol.
Prabhupada. Awesome, Mataji.
Gaudiya
And
Vaishnava Sampradaya, but in all the
yes,
Sampradayas, the importance of dancing before Krishna is so much of importance.
I think you guys have to take some session basic steps. Please, Sikhaiye. Some
Prabhupada has
session
given us
teach
the
us
Swami
about it.
step. Prabhupada has given us the Swami step.
Hey, yeah, absolutely, Mataji. Now you have said it. I'll put my steps now itself in front of Radha Krishna. Today,
Right.
Ekadashi, auspicious day. I'll
And
put some steps. And of
that
course,
will
let
be
me
the
start
success
from
of this
home.
session. That will be the success of this
Yes,
session, Mataji.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji. I'll justify your quotes. I'll justify your references.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much again. I'm really grateful to you. I love you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thanks so much. Yeah, Parima Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Again, my heart goes out to you. Whenever you speak, it's like I really love your classes, Mataji. And they are so nectarian. Mataji, there's one thing that came to my mind. It is Jagai Madhai. They did nothing. They were miscreants. They just heard music from a distance and they danced. We actually dance for the kirtan. And at least I am not getting mercy. How do we attract the mercy of Gaurnitai? I mean, there's just that question came to my mind. We actually dance. We actually want the mercy. We are dancing in front of the deities. We do services. I'm not saying that I'm a pure person, but but I mean, how do we attract the mercy? And how do we move forward?
Mataji, you coming in all the classes, you getting the taste to hear Krishna Katha, you having that eagerness of performing devotional service is actually the praman, is actually the evidence that your dancing has become fruitful. Right? Dancing in front of Krishna, that means 90% the work has been done. Now it's just the matter of a touch of Nitai, the touch of Adi Guru that can liberate you from the cycle of birth and death. Like we saw in the case of Jagai and Madhai, 90% they were delivered, but still the touch of Guru was needed. So that's what I feel. I'll just share, this is my 2 cents things, that you're having so much taste in devotional service, you having so much taste in hearing Krishna
Oh, Mataji, you
itself
look
is
at
an
you.
evidence.
You are such a wonderful devotee.
Nothing like that.
So
You all are
much
in the same boat.
in-depth knowledge.
So what I feel is just 90% the job has done. Don't think that you are not getting the mercy. Actually, you have become the patra for that mercy already. But it's just the touch of Nitai that is lacking. And the moment it happens, you are out of these clutches of Maya.
I'm far, far away.
No,
But
Mataji,
I
it's
can
not
only
far.
pray. I can pray, but I'm far away, Mataji. I have so much of an earth.
No, Mataji, the day will come, definitely. For all of us, the day will come when we will be united together and dancing in the spiritual world and remembering that how Prabhupada took all of us in that boat of Krishna consciousness.
Earnestly wish. I earnestly wish.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glory to
Mataji.
Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Yeah,
What a beautiful Mataji, you told about the dance and you told about the Mahatmya, Mahima of the dancing, how we should do dance and chant. So it's very nice, and how I am also thinking like Mataji, when I will dance like that way, I do dance, but right now I can't do too much. So I pray for
That's
me
okay.
when I
That's okay, Mataji. Prabhupada said that even if you cannot dance physically, at least you can dance in your mind.
really
Your
you,
heart should
my
dance.
heart is dancing
Yeah.
right now to hear
Your
you,
heart
Mataji,
should dance.
and all the time the bhajans and everything. But actually, whatever I was used to do before, I can do now. Mataji, please pray.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Okay, anybody else has anything?
Param Bhavani Shama Mataji spoke, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
please
Krishna.
accept my humble obeisances.
Please accept it.
All glories to Sri Prabhupada Maharaj. Mataji, as you mentioned that that there is an inner meaning of dancing in Krishna's words, means like following our Guru Parampara and all the Vani of Guru. So, Mataji, sometimes I feel I get confused too while taking some decisions, and like I don't know what is should be done. For example, today is Ekadashi, and I wanted to stay at home, attend all the classes, do chanting more, reading, and all those things. But another side, some project is going on. I had to come because some inevitable works are there. So, like, I was feeling okay. I need to plan the things. I can schedule someone else, giving some false excuse that I'm feeling unwell and just stay at home and do. And then one mind is saying that, and another mind is saying that, okay, no, I have to go to work and do my work there, and then maybe quickly early come back home early and do the. So how do we understand what is Krishna is wanting from me, and and so that
Yes.
I can dance in his will?
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. So, how do we have to understand? First of all, we cannot be fanatic. Yeah, it's good to take off on Ekadashis and just hear Krishna Katha and chant rounds. But at the same time, we have to understand that in what ashram we are in and how Krishna has orchestrated our day and our life. So sometimes yet it becomes hard. Like on one side, you are saying that you can make all kinds of false excuses and take off on Ekadashi. Making false excuses, saying that, okay, I'm sick or whatever, and then you are doing some Krishna Katha, which is justified. I'm not saying it's wrong. Our Sanatan Goswami is the praman for it. He said lies to be Krishna conscious, to make his journey in Krishna conscious move forward. But at the same time, we have to understand that if our works needs attention, then we should follow that. And that is what dancing in Krishna's plans. So yes, sometimes our work needs our attention and that has to be given, even on the days of Ekadashi. Still, every day is an Ekadashi for a devotee because every day is a Madhav Tithi. Ekadashi is also known as Madhava Tithi. So any day where you remember Madhav is the Madhav Tithi, right? So yes, Ekadashi itself holds a value, holds a very importance in one's life. But at the same time, we have to understand that we cannot neglect our work, right? Just on the sake of the day of Ekadashi, if we are running away from our work, that is also not right. Time and again, even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has explained to Arjun that this is not the renunciation that is needed from you. Arjun also wants to run away from that battlefield of Kurukshetra, But Krishna says, Mam anusmaranam yuddhacha, that mera smaran karke yuddh karo. So yes, if you also have to come on the day of Ekadashi to work, then work while remembering Krishna. Dedicate your work to Krishna, and then your work will become a devotional service. So don't get disheartened that you want to hear Krishna Katha and you want to chant your rounds and you have to come on and do the work. It's perfectly okay. This is what dancing is, that you are dancing on the plans of Krishna. But make sure that when you work, you dedicate that work to Krishna, and you are already doing it. See, on work also, you are hearing Krishna Katha. So this way you can dedicate your every action to Krishna conscious activity. Okay,
Thank
ma'am?
you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances
Please
to your
accept
lotus
it too,
feet.
Mataji.
Hare
Please accept
Krishna.
it too. You have so much of dedication and sincerity that I wish I can get a drop of your sincerity in my life.
No,
Thank
Mataji, because of your mercy and all Vaishnavas'
you. Your Guru
mercy.
Maharaj is the mercy of Nitai that is flowing on you, Mataji.
Because I know that my anarthas, I cannot chant without Vaishnava association. When I chant by myself, my mind actually like hovers on everything around. When I get very much distracted, I'm suffering a lot. Mataji, very much struggling.
Your
Different.
desire, your eagerness to be in the Vaishnav Sangha itself is a praman that how much sincere you are. How many of us really desire to be in the association? If you have that desire, that itself is so great. And that is because of your Guru Maharaj mercy, the mercy of Nitai. So yes, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for being such a great example. Hare Krishna.
How Krishna, you all Vaishnavas and Guru Maharaj, Guru Varga, Srila Prabhupada, all Acharyas, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Mataji. Thank you so much for the beautiful class. Very nice answer for Param Bhavani Shama Mataji. And actually, that was my question too. Thank you for asking that question, Mataji. I will also look forward for working on Ekadasis without any excuse. And as Mataji said, we remember Krishna while working. Thank you so much, Mataji. That's a great answer. That's going to really help me. Thank you, Mataji.
Glories to Prabhupada.
And also your class is very beautiful, Mataji, dancing in front of Krishna, Swami step. There is one beautiful video on YouTube where morning exercise that all brahmacharis are dancing with a very beautiful tune. I feel like, you put it like continuously on loop and then keep dancing like that. It's a good exercise. And it's written like morning exercise for brahmacharis. It's very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji, for such a beautiful, beautiful class. The way you brought in beginning, you took a summary of all the verses that we covered and you came to these verses and then you explained very nicely, Mataji. Thank you so much. And Brahma Sameta Sloka, that last Sloka tune is really different for comparing to all other Slokas, right, Mataji? If it is possible, please do share that recording, Mataji. Because when I was teaching to Vrinda, that was the only Sloka we had a very hard time. And that has two
parts.
changes. One was okay. The one that it says she got Kantak, that one is easy. And after that one is a little hard to get into that tune. It was very hard for us to learn that two slokas, Mataji. Please, if possible, share with me.
I'll do
I would
it.
like to listen from you and learn. Thank you so much, Mataji.
I'll send it.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Any more questions? Any realizations? I've seen chat messages. Any questions? Yes. You can say, Vrinda. I really like the class, Mataji.
Thank you, Vrinda. Thank you so much. So your schools are starting in few days, and then we will miss you.
Mataji, our school is starting on 15th, Mataji. 14th of August. 14th of August. Yeah.
Oh, August. Okay. Yeah.
August.
Almost 14 more days.
I'm chanting 25 rounds today.
So 14 more days, and then we will miss you, Vrinda.
I'm chanting 25 rounds.
Oh, you chanted 25 rounds.
Yeah, Mataji, she's staying home, no, Mataji? That's why.
Very nice, very nice. Making the best use of your vacations.
Mataji, there are so many chat messages.
Okay, Mataji. So now it's all, yeah, I've read all those messages.
Yeah. If there are no more questions or realizations, we can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to Mataji and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyar patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Har Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining for the class. We'll close the call.